You start off in GTA 5, right in the middle of a messy bank robbery gone sideways, with Michael, Trevor, and Brad trying to make a break for it. The intro throws you into the chaos, and it sets the tone for what's coming. Heists, the trail, and a lot of trouble. What makes this game so loved is the freedom it gives you. You can switch between three totally different characters: Michael, the retired criminal, Franklin, the street-smart driver, and Trevor, the absolute maniac. And each one brings their own vibe to the story. Whether you're pulling off big jobs or just messing around in Los Santos, there's always something wild to do. GTA 5 earned a Metacritic score of 97. Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice puts you inside the mind of Senua, a Celtic warrior battling through a haunting, mythic world to save the soul of her lost love. From the start, it's clear this journey is unlike anything else. The voices in her head, the shifting reality around her, and the weight of grief make every step feel personal and heavy. What players love most is how deeply it pulls you into her struggle. The combat is intense but raw. The puzzles are surreal, and the entire experience feels like you're walking through her pain, strength, and determination. It's powerful, quiet, and unforgettable. It receives a Metacritic score of 81. Hogwarts Legacy starts with you stepping into the magical world as a fifth-year student joining Hogwarts under unusual circumstances. Right from the opening, you're thrown into danger, ancient secrets, and spell-slinging chaos before even getting to the castle. But once you do, it feels like coming home, wand in hand, house sorted, and classes waiting. What players love most is the freedom to explore every corner of the school, the Forbidden Forest, and the villages beyond, all while growing stronger in magic. You play as a fully customizable student, and whether you're brewing potions, dueling dark wizards, or flying over the countryside, it feels like your own wizarding journey. Hogwarts Legacy secured the Metacritic score of 84. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 kicks off by throwing you back into the muddy, brutal heart of medieval Bohemia, right where the first game left off. You play as Henry, a blacksmith's son, still caught between royal politics, revenge, and figuring out his place in a world that doesn't care about nobility or kindness. It's slow, grounded, and doesn't try to impress you with flashy magic, just raw, honest realism. People love this series for its dedication to history, for making every sword fight feel earned, and for letting you live out a true medieval life where choices and consequences actually matter. The game secured Metacritic score of 88, making it legendary. Mass Effect Legendary Edition puts you in command as Commander Shepard, a soldier caught in the middle of a galaxy on the brink of war. From the moment you step onto the Normandy, you're thrown into a fight that stretches across planets, alien politics, and ancient threats. What makes this trilogy so loved is how personal it feels. Your choices shape not just the story, but relationships, lives, and even who makes it to the end. You play as Paragon or Renegade, male or female, Shepard becomes your voice in a universe that reacts to everything you do. It's epic, emotional, and unforgettable. It receives a Metacritic score of 87. Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain drops you into the role of Big Boss, also known as Venom Snake, waking up from a coma with the world changed and everything he built left in ruins. From the very start, you're thrown into chaos, trying to escape a burning hospital while hunted by strange, supernatural forces. What makes this game so loved is the freedom it gives you, sneaking through open-ended missions, building your own private army, and shaping how you approach every situation. Big Boss isn't just a soldier. He's a legend built through your choices, and every move feels sharp, stylish, and deeply personal. It receives a Metacritic score of 93, making it masterpiece. No Man's Sky was released in August 2016 for PlayStation and PC, later expanding to Xbox and newer consoles. Developed by Hello Games, it promised an infinite universe of procedurally generated planets to explore, each with its own ecosystems, life forms, and terrain. At launch, however, the game was met with heavy criticism due to missing features, limited gameplay depth, and broken promises. Many felt let down by the gap between the marketing and the final product. But over the years, through consistent updates and passionate support from the developers, No Man's Sky transformed into a rich, expansive, and deeply rewarding experience that won back the trust of countless players. Exploring planets in No Man's Sky feels relaxing and limitless, with seamless transitions between spaceflight, planetary exploration, and underwater discovery. You can mine resources, craft technology, build massive bases, and travel with friends across the stars. Combat is present, but never overwhelming. Battles with space pirates or hostile life forms keep the universe feeling wild and unpredictable. Interactions with alien species, mysterious ancient structures, and the vast unknown bring a sense of awe and loneliness that few games capture. It received a bad Metacritic score of 71, but performed well. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a game where we play as Arthur Morgan, a gunslinger, fighter, and loyal friend who rides with his gang. The most prominent members include Dutch, John, and the traitor Micah. Arthur robs banks, trains, and many other places. He is the most badass gunslinger in the game. As the story progresses, the gang faces many problems and tensions, but Arthur stays loyal and keeps helping his fellows. Later, he is betrayed by Micah and his most trusted companion, Dutch. What players love about the game is its story, mechanics, and environment. People really enjoyed the game and loved it, but it surprisingly missed out on Game of the Year. What people love most is the emotional weight behind it all. Arthur's journey isn't just about guns and horses, it's about loyalty, redemption, and questioning the life he's lived. It's cinematic, raw, and hits you harder the deeper you go. Red Dead Redemption 2 achieved the Metacritic score of 97. Resident Evil 4 Remake drops you straight into tension as Leon S. Kennedy, now a hardened government agent, sent deep into a creepy European village to rescue the president's daughter. You're surrounded by villagers with axes and pitchforks. What fans love is how it blends horror and action so smoothly. The remake keeps the spirit of the original but adds tighter controls, smarter enemies, and a new mechanics every time encounter feels like a fight to survive. It received Metacritic score of 93. Skyrim starts with you as a nameless prisoner, tied up in the back of a cart, moments away from execution, until a dragon crashes the party and throws the whole world into chaos. From there, you're free to become whoever you want, a thief, a mage, a warrior, or even all three. You play as the Dragonborn, someone with the power to speak the language of dragons and absorb their souls. What players love most is the freedom, wandering snowy peaks, diving into forgotten ruins, getting lost in side quests that feel more real than main stories in other games. It's your journey, and the world just reacts to it. Skyrim received Metacritic score of 96. The Last of Us Part 1 puts you in the shoes of Joel, a hardened survivor in a world that's completely fallen apart after a deadly outbreak. Right from the start, you feel the weight he carries, loss, anger, and a need to just keep going. But everything shifts when he's tasked with escorting Ellie, a young girl who might be the key to saving humanity. What makes this game a masterpiece isn't just the intense stealth and combat. It's the bond that slowly builds between two broken people. Every quiet moment, every fight, and every choice hits with real emotion. It receives a Metacritic score of 95, being masterpiece. Rise of the Tomb Raider kicks off with Lara Croft scaling a frozen mountain, chasing the truth behind an ancient secret her father died believing in. Right away, the game throws you into danger, snowstorms, collapsing cliffs, and the kind of high-stakes survival that Lara's become known for. You play as her as she pushes deeper into Siberia, racing against a shadowy group called Trinity. What players love most is how Lara grows, not just stronger, but more confident and determined. The mix of exploration, clever puzzles, and fluid combat makes every moment feel like you're uncovering history with your own hands. It has received Metacritic score of 86. Uncharted 4 throws you back into the boots of Nathan Drake, now retired but pulled back into the adventure game for one last wild ride. It kicks off with a reunion, a mystery, and a brother long thought dead, setting the stage for a globe-trotting treasure hunt full of danger and heart. From climbing ancient ruins in Madagascar to speeding through a chaotic chase on motorbikes, every scene feels like a blockbuster movie. It's packed with charm, witty banter, emotional moments, and some of the best action set pieces gaming has ever seen. If you love stories that mix adrenaline with heart, this one delivers big time. It receives a Metacritic score of 93. The Telltale Walking Dead Definitive Series starts with you playing as Lee Everett, a man trying to survive the early days of the apocalypse while protecting a young girl named Clementine. Season 1 is all about building that bond, and it hits hard emotionally, as Lee becomes the father figure she never had. In Season 2, you step into Clementine's shoes as a colder world forces her to grow up fast, making decisions that no kid should ever face. Season 3 brings in a new playable character, Javier. Season 4 gives you full control of a teenage Clem, now looking after a young boy named AJ, just like Lee once looked after her. It receives the Metacritic score of 89, and personally this game's story makes even man cry. Wukong follows the journey of the Destined One, inspired by the legendary Monkey King as he battles mythical beasts and powerful gods in a beautifully crafted world based on Chinese mythology. The character is fast, fierce, and armed with a magical staff, capable of transforming and using mystical powers in combat. The game features intense boss fights, stunning visuals, and deep lore that pulls players into its dark, mysterious world. As the story unfolds, the hero faces overwhelming odds and uncovers ancient secrets tied to his destiny. Players are drawn to the fluid combat, rich atmosphere, and cinematic storytelling. While it became one of the most talked-about releases and earned critical acclaim, it surprisingly missed out on winning Game of the Year, though many believe it deserved the honor for its creativity and ambition. Hades follows Zagreus, the rebellious son of Hades, as he attempts to escape the underworld and reach Mount Olympus, fighting through waves of enemies with help from powerful gods like Zeus, Athena, and Poseidon. The game blends fast-paced combat with rich storytelling, growing deeper with each run as Zagreus uncovers more about his family and the world below. With its unique art style, addictive gameplay, and meaningful character interactions, Hades quickly became a fan favorite. It was nominated for Game of the Year and praised for its innovation and replayability, but ultimately lost to larger titles. Still, many believe it redefined what indie games are capable of. It receives a Metacritic score of 93, which is stunning and amazing for such genre of game. A Plague Tale Requiem puts you back in control of Amicia, a brave young girl doing everything she can to protect her little brother Hugo in a world that keeps falling apart around them. Right from the start, the bond between them feels real and fragile as they search for safety in a land still haunted by war, disease, and something far darker inside Hugo. What makes this game so loved is its emotional depth and beautiful storytelling. The stealth gameplay feels tense and personal, and every scene is filled with weight, heart, and the quiet strength of a sister who won't give up. It receives a Metacritic score of 82. Assassin's Creed Origins opens with Bayek of Siwa, Egypt's last Medjay, returning home scarred by loss and driven by revenge. The game throws you into a dusty temple fight almost immediately, and you can feel the weight of Bayek's grief in every blow. What makes it so loved is how it reshaped the series, blending RPG mechanics with a vast, vibrant world full of mystery, culture, and history. Bayek is more than just an assassin. He's a father, a husband, and a protector, trying to make sense of a changing world. Exploring ancient Egypt through his eyes feels personal and powerful. It receives a Metacritic score of 81. Alan Wake 2 tells the story of Alan, a writer trapped in a twisted, nightmarish dimension, and Saga Anderson, an FBI agent investigating a series of bizarre murders in the mysterious town of Bright Falls. Alan tries to escape by rewriting reality through his words, while Saga uncovers dark secrets tied to supernatural forces. The game blends psychological horror, intense storytelling, and haunting visuals to create a truly gripping experience. As the story progresses, both characters face terrifying enemies, shifting realities, and personal demons, but they keep fighting to uncover the truth and survive. Alan's desperate struggle and Saga's determination make them both unforgettable. What players love most about the game is its creepy atmosphere, deep narrative, and unique gameplay style. It was praised by fans and critics alike, but despite all the love, it missed out on winning Game of the Year. It receives Metacritic score of 89, making it perfect. Baldur's Gate 3 begins with you waking up on a Mind Flayer ship, freshly infected with a parasite that threatens to turn you into one of them. It's chaotic, weird, and immediately intense as you crash land and start gathering a group of equally cursed misfits. You create your own character or pick from origin characters like Astarion or Shadowheart, each with deep backstories and layers to uncover. What makes it so loved is how every choice, every line of dialogue, and every dice roll can shift your path. Whether you're seducing a vampire, arguing with a god, or blowing up a goblin camp, it always feels like your adventure. Baldur's Gate 3 received a Metacritic score of 96, making it immersive as it seems. Next, we start with Batman: Arkham Knight, in which you step into the worn boots of Batman, as Gotham City teeters on the edge of chaos, its skyline lit by panic and the looming threat of Scarecrow's fear toxin. From your first glide off Wayne Tower to the roar of the Batmobile engine, chasing down deadly militia trucks, every moment feels epic and intense. The city's dark alleyways, neon-soaked rooftops, and abandoned subways invite you to explore every shadow and secret. Mix slick hand-to-hand combat with gadgets that turn the tide in a heartbeat, then race through flooded streets at breakneck speed. It's the ultimate rush for anyone who's ever dreamed of being the Dark Knight. It receives Metacritic score of 87. In Bloodborne, you play as a hunter dropped into the cursed city of Yharnam, where a mysterious plague has turned people into horrifying beasts. The game is loved for its gothic horror atmosphere, cryptic storytelling, and intense sense of dread that never lets up. What makes it truly special is the fast and aggressive combat. You're encouraged to strike first, dodge fast, and keep the pressure on. Every weapon feels unique, with trick mechanics that change how you fight. The thrill of narrowly surviving brutal enemies and uncovering disturbing secrets makes Bloodborne a gripping experience from start to finish. It receives a Metacritic score of 92. Cyberpunk 2077 kicks off with you choosing who your version of V is going to be: Street Kid, Corpo, or Nomad, and right from the start, you're thrown into Night City, a place that's loud, dirty, alive, and full of trouble. The opening sets the stage with you hustling for creds and climbing the ladder, eventually leading to a mission that goes completely sideways and puts a digital ghost, Johnny Silverhand, right in your head. What people love about this game is how deep the world feels, how reactive it is, and how much personality V brings to every choice. Whether you're sneaking, hacking, or blasting through enemies, it always feels like your story. Cyberpunk 2077 receives a Metacritic score of 86 just because of launch with bugs, but now the game is fixed and good. Days Gone, you step into the boots of Deacon St. John, a rugged drifter and former biker looking for his wife Sarah while surviving in a post-apocalyptic world overrun by feral creatures known as freakers. What starts as a gritty ride through chaos slowly unfolds into something deeper, a story about love, loss, and resilience in the face of total collapse. With his loyal bike and a battered sense of hope, Deacon navigates hostile camps, treacherous roads, and overwhelming hordes. Though it faced mixed reactions at launch, fans have come to appreciate its emotional core, tense survival gameplay, and the bond between man and machine in a world that's forgotten both. It received bad Metacritic score of 78, but later praised for being best game after launching in PC and PS5. Elden Ring begins with your character, the Tarnished, awakening in a broken world where gods have fallen, kingdoms lie in ruins, and everything wants to kill you. There's no hand-holding, no long intro cutscene, just silence, a cryptic message, and a world waiting to be explored. You walk out into Limgrave and immediately feel the scale of it all, with that massive golden tree glowing in the distance. What makes it so loved is the freedom. You can go anywhere, fight anything, or run from everything. You shape your build, your path, your legend. Whether you're a knight, sorcerer, or something in between, it's you who writes the story. Elden Ring receives a Metacritic score of 96, making it absolute masterpiece. Metro Exodus begins deep underground, where you've been surviving the nuclear apocalypse with your people in the Moscow metro. You play as Artyom, a quiet but determined man who believes there's still life beyond the tunnels. The game kicks off with you risking your life to find proof the world above isn't completely dead. And once you break free, everything changes. What makes Metro Exodus so loved is its shift from claustrophobic survival to a dangerous but beautiful journey across Russia's wasteland. It's gritty, emotional, and packed with atmosphere. Every bullet counts, every choice matters, and Artyom's silence somehow says everything. Metro Exodus secured Metacritic score of 82. In Final Fantasy VII Remake, you take control of Cloud Strife, a brooding ex-soldier turned mercenary, as he joins a group of eco-freedom fighters called Avalanche. Set in the industrial city of Midgar, the game quickly pulls you into a conflict between rebellion and a powerful mega-corporation draining the planet's life force. What makes this remake so beloved is how it reimagines a legendary classic with stunning visuals, deeper character moments, and a more cinematic story. The bond between characters and the emotional weight behind their journey turn every mission into something you genuinely care about as the world slowly unravels. It receives a Metacritic score of 87. In God of War Ragnarok, you play as Kratos, the once feared ghost of Sparta, now a father navigating the harsh realities of Norse mythology alongside his son Atreus. The game is praised for its deep emotional storytelling, stunning world design, and the evolving relationship between father and son. It builds on everything fans loved from the previous game and raises the stakes with gods, prophecies, and a looming war that threatens all realms. Kratos' struggle to break free from his violent past while guiding Atreus through destiny and danger makes this journey both powerful and unforgettable. It receives a Metacritic score of 94. Ghost of Tsushima begins with a brutal Mongol invasion, where you play as Jin Sakai, a samurai left for dead as his island burns around him. The intro throws you into a hopeless battle, where honor clashes with survival, and Jin is forced to question everything he was taught. What makes the game so loved is how it blends quiet beauty with intense action. Fields of flowers and bamboo forests are just as unforgettable as the sword duels. Jin's journey from noble warrior to the feared ghost is emotional, haunting, and full of tough choices that reshape not just him, but all of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima receives a Metacritic score of 84. The Witcher 3 throws you straight into the boots of Geralt of Rivia, a monster hunter chasing whispers of his lost love Yennefer, while war tears the land apart. It opens with a haunting dream, a burning battlefield, and then drops you into a muddy village where even the smallest problems feel layered and real. People love this game for its storytelling. Every quest, even the side ones, feels personal and morally messy. Geralt isn't just swinging swords, he's choosing who to help, who to trust, and how much of his humanity to hold on to. It's gritty, heartfelt, and absolutely unforgettable. Witcher 3 receives a Metacritic score of 92, which is stunning.